So guys, for this DIY you will need some glasses, some pins and a needle with thread, and of course you can also choose a color of thread that fits the fabric that you're going to be using. And you want to make sure that the fabric that you're going to be using is stretchy and soft, because you don't want to be scratching your glasses. You want to be using soft fabric that is not going to damage your glasses. And then I also used a hairpin and some scissors. First thing that you want to do is spread out your fabric and then place your glasses on top of it, and the square that you're going to be cutting out should be able to fit over the glasses when you fold the fabric in half. You just cut out a square that is double the sides of your glasses. I hope I'm making sense, but you guys will see what I mean in the end. So yeah, when you already have the estimate of how big your square should be, then you just start cutting it, and it does not have to be perfect, just as long as it is big enough for your glasses to fit, plus 1 extra inch. Okay, and in the end of the video or later on in the video, you guys will see why you need an extra inch. Now you're going to fold your fabric right sides together. You can't really see it with my fabric because it basically looks the same on both sides, but yeah, it all depends on what fabric you're using. And then you go and pin the sides down. Then you're also going to thread your needle and make sure that you make 3 knots or more at the end of your thread, just to make sure that the thread doesn't just go through the fabric and it actually is secure when you're going to sew everything together. So as you can see, I have a really big knot at the end of my thread. And now I'm just showing you where we're going to be sewing, and you want to make sure that you leave 1 inch at the top of your project, because that's where we're going to make the casing for our string. If you want, you can put a pin there just like I did, so you don't forget to not go past that inch that we need to be making the casing. Then I started hand sewing everything together up to where the needle or the pin ends. And yeah, I just took my time with this. It was a bit hard to film, you guys, because I don't have the perfect camera equipment for these types of things, but I still hope that you guys can follow this DIY. Also, when you are sewing, make sure that you don't sew too close to the edge, because if you do that, then it's not gonna be tight and it's basically gonna fall apart. So don't sew too close to the edge, but also don't sew too far away from the edge, just keep it in between. When you're done sewing that part, you can remove the needle, and we are going to fold over the part that we left at the top of our project, and we're going to pin it in place, and we're just going to sew it all around, and this will be the casing for our string. Now yeah, you just sew it all around. Make sure that you do it a bit neatly, take your time with it. Again, please remember to make 3 to 6 knots at the end of your thread, so you can really get the sewing as tight as possible. Now we're going to make the string for our project, and mine was about 1 inch wide and quite long. I didn't measure it because I don't, I just eyeballed it. But yeah, this is just a matter of what you want. If you want a really long one, you can cut it as long as you want. But yeah, it all depends on what you want. And now we're just going to use our pin, our hairpin, and put it through the string, and we're going to pull it through the casing that we made. And yeah, if you don't have a hairpin, you can also use a safety pin. That works fine as well. And yeah, you just pull it through, and it's as easy as that. You can also make knots at the end of your string, just so that it doesn't get out of the casing, because if not, then it will get out of the casing. And here I'm just pulling out the right side that I want. And yeah, that's basically it. I also made a few knots, as I said before, at the end of my strings on both. If you want, you can also add some beads at the end of your string if you want to make it a bit cuter. This was just an idea to give you guys. This is just the basic of making something like this, but you can always go extra and do something more, make it a bit personal. And yeah, here I'm just showing you guys that my glasses fit perfectly in my project. And yeah, you can just pull the strings and make it as tight or as loose as you want. And yeah, it's super easy. Anyone can do this. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick DIY. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.